Hey guys, it's Zalunardo and Hussein Kabani from East Meets West podcast. We're here on a beautiful Wednesday,
Yep.
about to freeze and rain here
Yeah.
up in Kleinburg. But that's it. Buddy, so how was your week in real estate?
Week's been good.
Yeah.
Not as much activity so far this week. Actually, I can't.
Yeah, but you've been on fire, right?
Yeah. Actually, this last week on Saturday, we did a couple more pre-construction condo townhouses.
Nice.
Yeah, I had one of my clients come in, and I just sold one of his properties, and he's just like, I need to park this money somewhere. He was looking at a different project. I said, for 30 grand more, I think this is a way
Condo
better
townhouse,
project
sure,
and whatever.
absolutely.
Yeah, you should come take a look at this one. So he comes in, and there's 3 of these things left.
Yeah.
And we have another client, Joanna's client, that's coming in to buy one for sure. Like, we've been prepping this person. They're going to come in and just sign. And there's 3 left still. So this guy comes in, we tell him about it. He's like, I'll take them all.
What?
Yeah.
Your buddy took them all?
Yeah,
Your
so
client?
he's like, I'm going to buy them all. I was like, oh my God, man, Joanna's not going to be so impressed with us right now. Like,
That's
but
fantastic.
anyways, he backed down. He took 2 of them,
Fair
and then
enough.
Joanna's
Left
client
what?
came
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Amazing.
So out of 12
Oh,
of them,
is that the project you were showing me? You came in a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. So out of 12 of them, I think we sold 5.
Did you buy one? You were
I
thinking
didn't
of-
end up buying it.
Yeah.
I didn't end up
5,
buying it.
that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So that's in terms of that. That's it. We
That's a
had
good
one of
little
our
project, though. It was a nice project.
It was a nice project. You know what?
550?
Yeah, it was like 540 for a condo townhouse in a really nice area of Pickering. It is fully condo, so it was like $200 a month for the condo
Fair enough.
fee.
just street and garbage fees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know
Garbage
what?
removal.
It's a nice little pocket. They're building like 27
looks
homes
good.
there. It's right off Altona. Really nice pocket.
I love the
Good place to
rendering.
be.
It looks like you're in the forest.
Well, yeah.
When it's beside like a massive
but
building.
they always make it like pretty, right? And then even when you're buying these new construction homes, they have like one single house
love
like
it.
this and like trees everywhere.
All landscape.
Yeah,
This is how
and then,
it could be.
Yeah, and then you show up and it's just like boom, 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 boom. Like you literally
it's
like
like
reach over
sideways
and
to the
touch the
house.
house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair
next
enough.
door to
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Aside from that, we've been good, man.
Very
Yeah.
good, yeah.
How's your week?
Good week, man. Picked up 4 listings. I
Wow.
did 2 sales going into the weekend, so it was like back to back. One listing appointment got canceled, but I had like 5 appointments booked, right? It
Yeah,
was just
nice.
like, so that was good. Remember I was talking about that, earth layer and the volcanic.
Yeah, just about to
lava
erupt.
ready
Yeah,
so
yeah.
just that big explosion. So that's
Nice.
good. Big listings, 2.6 million, 1.4. 117 and one a nice 839,000,
Nice.
which is good. So
Nice.
those are-
Normally my price point.
yeah, but that's good. It's good. I like that too, right? Because 2.6 is going to be, like I already told my clients, like you guys got to be. It's a tough sale, right? In this market right now. But again, things are moving at that range, at 2 million plus range. So that's.
Did you have everything up and running already, or you still prepping? The listings
It's all
coming
prepped. So these houses they take a little bit of while, and
Yeah.
I ordered that. Photography done by that guy that does everything.
Yeah.
So he does like more of the higher end stuff.
Yeah.
So just it's more of like a schedule, like a 1 week schedule. Plus
Nice.
we got to prep the house. So we should be live by the 27th. I would imagine.
Nice. Just before the end of the month.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, fair enough. That
Cool.
was it. That was a pretty good week. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I like what we keep talking about, like inventory, especially you keep mentioning it. I think things will pick up.
Yeah.
I think we've been on repeat on saying that. I think it'll pick up in the next 3-4 weeks.
I've been following it I'm a little bit of a madman when following these stats. So
Yeah.
I'm seeing these things go up, go down, up, down.
It's just
up,
even though, almost, right? If you look at it.
So it just incrementally.
What are you at?
going up.
12.7 right now.
12.738 as of yesterday morning when I checked it. But ultimately, it's an ebb and flow market. So there's 20 listings coming on,
Yep.
maybe 18 are selling. It's just like that. So you imagine
on
like
and off,
like a
on and
wave
off the
crashing the
market.
shoreline
Yeah.
and pulling back. The
Yeah.
same thing. Because we should have been above 14,000 by now, looking at last year. So that's good. It means the inventory is being eaten up by the buyers. That's why I'm pressing sellers, get on the market.
Get on the market right
Are
now.
you-
Yeah.
Best time. Forget about the green grass and the
We can
fake
make it
concrete.
green.
Yeah,
We can make it green. Yeah, we'll make it green. Whatever you want. But you know what? Like, even in my market right now, I have a client that is interested in a property. I showed it to him yesterday, and these agents are now starting to intentionally price it a little bit lower, as long as it's not straight up cookie cutter. So
Fair
it is
enough.
a cookie cutter home, but it's like surrounded by forest almost, and it's a unique property to try to replace. I mean, they've listed it at 619, and there's a very good chance that this property can
Bidding
go
war?
for 680, 680.
like that, eh?
Because of the way that it's
Fair
situated.
enough, yeah.
If it wasn't situated in that way, maybe a 650 property,
Yeah.
right? But I'm thinking like 30K premium.
So you guys are under listing them already.
Yeah, because of the tight market, right? Like
They got to be careful with that shit too. These guys too, because
These guys
you're
got
talking about
registered
appraisals
offers.
too. Though. Oh, registered.
So they're presenting today
What's
at
the
1
market
p.m.
value of that property?
Like I said, like if they get 675, 680,
Market?
it wouldn't
Yeah.
shock me.
Okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't
But
shock
is that
me.
market though? If you had to run the comps?
Listen, if you actually wanted to go in and price it fairly and whatever else like that, maybe you go in and price it at 679, 679. Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
it's
fair
around
enough.
that range. You probably end up at 670 if you did it that
Okay.
way. So these guys will be somewhere in and around that range, I would say. but you always have a chance of the crazy, right? So someone might come in and be like, you know what, 700, I just want to have this place and whatever. 100%. So there's a chance.
You were talking before we started the podcast, even just more importantly, we tend to forget the appraisals. If they even though we sell them for a lot more money than what they're worth, will they appraise?
We still have a problem, right? So I'll just rehash the example I gave you. So basically on that same street, like within 2 streets, very similar type of product. Like there was one house that sold at 500, one sold at 505. I had mine at 565, listed at 565. We accepted an offer at 557 on this property, and it's just it's like waiting the next day and a half to see, like, just make sure everything goes okay. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like if you compare those numbers, it's like
it's 10%.
Yeah, like how are you going to evaluate it? So you could possibly. So the point is, you could possibly get someone to commit on paper to purchasing it at that number. But
fair enough.
Is the bank going to be okay with you paying that much?
I think if you look at it now, like, so this property now you're breaking the ice in this new price realm, let's call it. So you're going to be at the pioneer because we're coming back up, let's call it. So now that 550, hopefully it sticks. And it'll set a new president for the area.
You know what? The thing is that, look, when I listed it at 565, I had one guy that came in 530, then he came up to 540. He's like, it's max. Like, good agent. I know the guy. He's a good guy. And he's just like, look, like, you're going to have a problem with the appraisal, this and that. I'm already pushing the limits because I know my guys are qualified and whatever. And he's like, 540 is the number for this house. He's like, we can't pay anymore.
Fair enough.
And then I had another agent that was interested in the property, basically said, like, you know what? I'm talking to my clients. We're going to put together an offer. I told him to go in at 545, but that's our starting price. We'll go up from there.
You're like,
oh, great. Yeah, come on in, man. Bring it in. And then he ran the comps. And then they sent me an offer at 515.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So that's why I'm a little bit concerned about this appraisal now. So originally I thought there's another corner, like another subdivision around the corner from there that's the same product, but it's 5 years newer. Yeah. And they're selling at a little bit of a higher price point. And I'm trying to like mash those two together and show the value based on what those are selling for.
Absolutely.
But it's a hard sell, right?
Yeah,
because it's not in the immediate area.
You might get lucky there. But hopefully it sticks, and then ultimately you set that new president for the area.
I have a feeling we should be okay, but I mean, it's you don't know until you know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I got today conditions on one property now. Hopefully today firms up and we're done with that. Like we had 5 days on conditional finance home inspection. Now they extended 2 days last week.
Okay.
Monday's a holiday. Just finance.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully
rather than extend it on home inspection.
Yeah. No. So that's pretty good. We'll figure that one out. Yeah.
Cool.
Topic. We never touched base on for sale by owners.
Yeah, no, that's good.
That's a good topic. Yeah. So what's your thoughts? Yeah.
You know what? I think, and I mean, I think we've just been very straightforward on this podcast. So I think that realistically, like if you really wanted to go that route and we were in this crazy hot market, like where we were in like 2015, 2016, at the beginning of 17, if you wanted to go that route, I think that you could have probably got away with it.
Yeah.
I think that there would have been stuff done to add value to it still from a realtor's perspective, but I think you could have got away with it in a market that we are in right now where things don't typically turn very quickly. And you have to kind of know what's going on a little bit more. I think it's a little bit tougher to deal with for sale by owner. I think that there's one aspect of just basically saying, hey, like I'm going to get the property ready and put it on the market. But then there's all these other things because like we trade in real estate every day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff to us that's very basic that I'm guilty of not even explaining to my clients because to me it's just like whatever, like it's very easy and straightforward, but they don't know. Do you know what I mean? So there's a whole component of knowledge that you don't have because you don't trade.
1,000%. So, Purple Bricks now bought Comfrey.
Yeah.
Now they merged into one company. So going back to my early career, we were taught, like, through the Mike Ferry training, it was like, you're new in the business, how do you get business?
Yeah.
So you got to go looking for listings.
Yeah.
Basically, Comfrey was like a butcher shop. You would search it online, what they were offering, and it was like, this is a steak, this is, a filet mignon. So you would literally just go out and kind of hunt these guys, right? And it's unfortunate because what people don't understand is that, fair enough, like the fees up front look less money.
Yeah.
Actually, so I think Comfrey was $1,000 at the time. I think Purple Bricks is $3,000 for the full package. And supposedly they have an agent negotiate the deals for you now.
Okay.
They have like a signed agent. But what people don't know is the agents that actually work for these companies are agents that didn't make it in the industry.
Right.
So they're looking. This is basically they're handed leads, right? And they're so basically someone that failed in the real estate industry is taking your most valuable possession, and that's his new project.
Yeah.
So I feel like that even like negotiating skills not going to be there for sure, like naturally, right? Number one, if the fees are $3,000, how much is that agent really getting out of that?
Yeah.
You get $500 or $1,000 max.
Yeah.
Photos, fair enough. Okay, they hire photography. But again, it's those daily calls, like that little stuff, right? Look at this, 8 p.m. on the couch Sunday. Someone calls off, I have a coming soon sign. I actually just read across here that $2.6 million listing. I answered it and talk to them and go through it with passion, right? Like, this is our job. Do you think Comfrey sign agent's going to really pick that up, or a Purple Bricks agent? Like it's a 9 to 5 for them, right?
Yeah. I like the way that you kind of set it and positioned it in a way that, like, these are failed agents. I think you got to look around in the industry and you know what, like sometimes it is like, I think that if you look at successful agents in the business, you got to understand that they have a different skill set. You know what I mean? Like
they're a little crazy.
Yeah, they're a little bit crazy. Yeah. So the thing is that, like, look, in Treb right now, Toronto Real Estate Board, we got like just about 53,000 agents, somewhere in and around that range. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what was the number? I think the number was like less than 200. That sold more than 50 transactions on Treb. Like even to get to 50 transactions, it may not seem like a big deal to the public, but when you compare it to like 53,000 agents on Treb, like there's, I think, only about 200, maybe 250 max. I think it's 200 or less that actually trade 50 transactions or
Absolutely.
more. So you have to understand that these guys have a different kind of skill set to go after. Think about negotiating with people and dealing with this.
Absolutely.
So what are their skill sets going to look like versus somebody that just basically failed, tried to do that, 100%. Tried to run a business in real estate or try to be a realtor independently, couldn't make it, failed, and then signed up with one of these companies 100%. Where they're just like, hey, 123 Anywhere Street, that's you go and
you're going to make $500 if it gets sold.
Yeah, and then they get this, like, what is this person going to do essentially for you?
It's nothing. It's basically a gimmick where it shows like they're giving you the same value if you hired a professional real estate agent that's productive in real estate. But it's a facade. At the end, it's going to be empty rooms, basically.
And to quickly back it up to like the example that we had, like look at what, and I'm not bragging about myself, but look at what we were able to do with that property. Hopefully the evaluation goes through okay with it. But like, I mean, comp sales, 500, 505, we have 557 on the table. Like, come on.
And you knew how to guide it. And you had some lowball offers, and you maximized.
And we knew. And the thing is that look at the idea of like positioning it with a different type of property, like slightly different neighborhoods, similar type of properties, and showing them the CMA based on that.
100%.
And you know what? Like, look, and it comes down to like skill at the end of the day. So my client yesterday is like a little bit freaking out and saying like, what are we going to do if this happens? I was like, listen, I'm going to actually do the appraisal report myself, and I'm going to leave it on your kitchen counter before the appraisal guy gets there. So I'm going to do all of their work for them. I'll pull all of the impacts, the square footages, everything. I'm going to do all of that package, and I'm going to leave it for them. What are they going to get paid? $200 to do an appraisal for 100%. You? I just did their work. They're just going to grab my package and leave the house. Done.
Even with Comfrey, so last year I converted a few, just at the beginning of the year, going out door knocking and stuff like that. So I converted a Comfrey into actual clients, good clients now. But anyway, so they were on the market. They bought a new house. They had to close to get the money out of this property in order to close a new property. These are not wealthy people by any means, or they're this property is based on their retirement, selling it. So they went with Comfrey because they sold them this dream that they were, it's full service and this and that, and you're going to be able to do yourself, no problem. You do your own open houses, you're going to sell it. So you sold a dream. It's almost like buying a timeshare. It's just not, you never do it. So these poor guys were sitting there for 60 to 70 to 80 days.
Wow. And
time is a ticking on the other end. Like now the builder's like, hey, how's it going? We need money.
Yeah.
Now they need the money from here to move to there. So now they're potential lawsuit, potential losing their deposit, potential everything.
Yeah.
So we're business people.
Sure.
And we deal with stress a lot differently than, let's call it, like the general public.
Absolutely.
And we still stress out. So I don't know how general public feels, how amplified the stress is in a situation like that. But anyway, they ended up listing, and not only that, the amount of agents that were calling them, and just lying to them. We have buyers, we can sell it, and they would do a mock-up listing presentation, just like take them for a ride. Imagine how exhausting it is for 70, 80 days. Anyway, so they listed with me. We basically repositioned, repackaged the property, like staged it. They had the guy painted the like an extension outside the house, like sort of like a bay window, but on the upper level. But it was red. Yeah. So right away, you actually sent me the painter.
I did.
Yeah.
It was my painter that came out and
did
it.
So fair enough.
Yeah.
And the guy painted it white, and it looked nice. Now we sold it like within 3 days, top dollar. They got a quick closing, got their money out, and were able to close.
Yeah.
But I'm saying so.
But it's not value added, right? So the thing is, it's not just about coming in and negotiating a contract. I think that's a big part of it. But the thing is that you can actually position the property in a completely different way. The other thing that you can look at also is that look, they're going to say, oh well, we're still cooperating with agents, but let's be realistic. If you have basically all of these agents on the board that can't even negotiate for themselves, how are they going to negotiate their pay on that as well? Do you know what I mean? Like, so if they see a comp-free listing or a for sale by owner listing, do you think that they're going to come through? No, I don't think so. Like, I've dealt with comp-free listings and for sale by owners on my end, and I've still been able to successfully negotiate a good deal for my buyers and for myself at the same time.
Yeah, you do double negotiation.
So the thing is that there's a ton of agents out there that will just be like, next.
Yeah, they'll avoid it. Especially, so going back to that, so they're potentially co-oping at 2.5%. So, like you said, agents are terrified of that. They don't want to go in, so they won't even send it to their clients.
No.
Their clients might find it on realtor.ca, but they're not getting it through the realtor. They'll scan and screen that before they send it. And even going back to that, like, the problem with that is some of these guys, like even the sellers, like for example, in Bolton, there was an amazing property. I was working so hard. I had 3 buyers lined up, one appointment after another, trying to get these guys sold. Again, same position. They needed to sell this to close a new property. And I kind of told them, like, we're in that 930, 940 mark. I didn't lie to them. I said, and that's it. And I got them an offer like 935, and they refused it. And it was like, well, we'll pay you 1%. But I called you before I showed. I said, are you cooperating at 2.5%? They're like, yeah. So I almost got taken advantage of too, like, because they said, yeah, we'll co-op at 2.5%. And then I gave them an offer, and they're trying to renegotiate. So it's almost one of those things where it's like, if there's a ton of inventory, are you gonna spend time doing that? Like, it doesn't make sense. If there's 5 other properties that look exactly like that, that's the one that's gonna get left out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're not gonna bother with it.
Doesn't have a date to the prom, that house.
No.
Ain't gonna be dancing.
It's gonna sit. It's gonna sit. But like even in the time where the market was really hot, like the comp-free listing still sat. Like they still sat.
And even the ones that sold, you look back at some of these guys that sold, and they were like heroic to their family because, we sold it and we saved $20,000 in commission. They probably lost about $60K.
Yeah, they got less because they didn't have the strategy. Like,
No
think about the strategy. Like, I was doing multiple offers like almost every week, if not like a few times a week.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But then there was a strategy. Like, even when my sellers came in, like, I would tell them to arrive 20 minutes before the offer presentation so I can prep them on how to behave.
1,000%.
Like, this is how you behave. I had clients that were just like, listen, I won't be able to hold it together. I was like, done. You sit in this room over here. I'm going to go talk to them. I will deal with them, and I'll bring you back the offer.
You do that too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, guys,
I want to make sure how they're going to behave.
No facial expressions.
Yes.
No comments.
Yes.
Even if it's low, if it's high,
don't
no
say
comments.
anything.
I'm going to look at it, and we're going to send them back out, and then we're going to discuss everything.
I even tell them, like, if you have any questions, don't ask.
Those are fun times.
Don't ask. Don't ask any questions.
You're just a body there.
Yeah.
That's it.
But literally, I had people that were just like, I can't do it. So I was like, okay, you stay in the other room. But no, it's
that's good. That's good.
It's a whole different.
It was good time.
A whole different skill set.
But going back, those guys some of them lost a lot of money because someone, let's say an agent like that knows the area very well or knows real estate very well, does their due diligence prior. These guys are at 880,000, say for example. They know this thing will sell 950, 960. They give them like 915, 920.
They're going to take it.
The seller's like, oh my gosh,
we're
asking 40K. I just did what a realtor did. But there was
lost a lot 30, on the table.
40K. They probably don't know that now.
No.
But there a lot of cases were like that.
And again, I think that would have worked really well at inventory levels of 5,000 to 6,000 listings right now. Even at 13,000, it's not going to work out so well for you.
No.
There's still enough inventory. It's tight, but there's still enough inventory.
There's a guy. A guy messaged me yesterday. I went to high school with him. Nice guy, whatever. And so he picked my brain because I sold the house across the street from. Killed it last year, right? Like 620 for an end unit town in Bolton was like 20 or 30K over asking, right? Or more than what it should have sold for. And so he's got the house across the street, same unit, end unit, and now he was picking my brain the whole year. I'm figuring, let me come out. I'll give you an idea. He's listed on comp-free.
Oh.
So
just now?
22 days.
Okay.
Maybe 23 today.
Okay.
So,
wow.
So I got a message via Facebook, and it has like the link to the house. I'm like, but the house looks familiar. I don't. Why would this house be sent to me? Then I looked at MLS.
Yeah.
I see 22 days on the mark. I said, hey, how's the activity, bud? He's like, no, it's good. We have like 3 or 4 offers going. I'm like, that text message would never have came to me.
If you had 3 or 4 offers, Yeah,
that's but it's okay. Listen, God bless. Everyone's got to try.
Yeah.
It's almost like cars. Like, people say you put an auto trader and try to sell your cars off. I don't do it. Honestly, here's Mercedes. Here's the key. Even if it cost me an extra if I could have capitalized, made $1,000 selling it via auto trader, no, just drop it off and away you go.
I'm the same way.
all the crap that's going on out there. This is the professional.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna help us bury it in the actual deal of the car, right?
Yeah.
The new car.
Like, you know what, like back in the day for sure. Like when we're trying to like grab every penny and whatever else like that. Yeah, I put tons of stuff on Auto Trader, Kijiji, and whatever else like that. But now, like over $500 or whatever else. Like I've had an OMVIC license for like so many years. Do you know what I mean? So I have access to wholesale vehicles. But the thing is, for me to be online and buy wholesale vehicle and save myself $1,000 is just not worth it for me. I'd rather, and then I don't know what scratch or.
Well, we can look at the Porsche for me, right? Like we can. We
could look
some online bidding.
But newer stuff is easier to buy than older stuff. But like I mean, you don't know. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard. Like for me, I wouldn't even touch it. Like I'd rather go there, look at it, make sure I can drive it and whatever.
Stay in your lane.
Otherwise, we're buying like online and we're just like, okay, they said it has green light, so it must be okay. But you don't freaking know until the car gets there.
It's always stay in your lane.
You don't know. Yeah.
It's always stay in your lane.
So I'd rather pay the $1,000 and go and physically look at it. Even a few years ago, I had to buy a BMW or whatever, and it's just like I know I could have paid $1,500 less for it online.
The car I told you to avoid buying.
Yes, exactly. I know I.
And then you returned it.
Yeah, I know I could have paid $1,500 less because I was looking at the same one, right? And then it's just like I went in dealership and bought it.
Yeah,
and
it's
like
so much easier. All the paperwork's done.
Yeah. Do what you're good at, man. If you focus your time on what you're good at, the offset of it is going to be huge on the other end, anyways.
You can focus and make money where you need to be.
It's just like me getting involved with something random that I don't even belong in. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. I'd rather focus on what I'm good
100%,
at. And then let someone else deal with this crap.
I always get these offers now because you're successful in real estate. You have some extra flow to kind of throw around. Yeah. And these guys come up with these crazy ideas, but I'm just like, I'm not interested. Honestly.
I had a skincare guy approach me. And I was like, dude, he's like, I got this amazing product. We're looking for distributors. I know you're successful. I see your ads here. And I said, okay, well, I don't know what it was. So I said, okay, well, send me the link or whatever. Look at it. Open the link, and then there's like this like skincare line. I was like, dude, like, I'm not doing this. Are you crazy, dude? Like, tell me about like a piece of land that we could buy.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, it's funny. Yeah, it's just like, but I'm not interested. It's not me. Like I can't put the time and effort into this to make it happen. Nor do I want to.
You might as well put the time and effort into what you already know 100%. And expand your skill set there.
Do it there.
It's going to be a lot more lucrative. It's like what Grant Cardone says. You know what I mean? Like he had one business and he set up another business, but they run together.
Tandemly.
You know what I mean? And I think that's the proper way of doing it.
100%. Yeah. That's why you say always about real estate for me. I stay in this business, and I'm going to keep expanding. Exactly. Building development.
It's a bolt-on business,
and then it's going to be fair enough.
It's a bolt-on business. Like even the way like I'm looking at it is like I have a real estate brokerage, and I'm going to continue to run the real estate brokerage. Can we add like a piece of the land development to it? Can we add property management to it? Can we add commercial division to it? At some point, no offense, Vernon, but can we add mortgage to it? Like you know what I mean? Like life insurance, like like different things that kind of like go in that same that same realm, you know what I mean? Like otherwise, what am I gonna do? Like start, I don't know, man. Like run a restaurant? It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like it's completely out of the the sphere.
100%. Yeah. Very cool, buddy.
Yeah, man.
That's it. Any questions came in?
I had one question, but it's a repetitive question that comes in, or people ask all the time, and I'd like to get your opinion on it first.
Sure, tell me.
So basically, if you're going to go and sell your property, is it worth finishing the basement before you list it?
No.
No, you wouldn't say so, eh?
Unless it's going to be an apartment with a separate entrance.
Yeah.
Just mind you, I answered that really quick, but no.
Yeah. And I agree with you. So for the most part, I tell them like, look, it's going to cost you, I don't know, $20,000-$30,000 to finish the basement or whatever else like that. It's basically what you're going to get on top of what your house value is right now, anyways.
Without the hassle.
Exactly, without the hassle. So is it really worth it? Like you're going to spend $20,000-$30,000 on finishing the basement, your time and energy going into it, and then you might get your money back.
And then dealing with contractors, like if you don't have a good contractor, someone takes you for a loop, then instead of 1 month, it turns into 3 months, and the job is shoddy, and then do a shitty job, and now it actually depreciates the value of your house. So there's a lot of things you got to watch out. But demographics, I think we got to look at that too. Like in Brampton, you finish the basement, you do a
add value.
Separate entrance because a lot of rented basements in Brampton, let's call it,
the
region. Yeah, that's bonus.
Sure.
Like I sold that house in Brampton off of LeSabre, and same thing. Like there was. The agents would call me, and we priced it aggressively. We sold that thing really well.
Yeah.
And so we priced it, and then the agent goes, okay, we're going to give you an offer at $699 because the basement's not finished. There's no latent defects in the property. There's nothing wrong with the property. Yeah. The basement's not part of the deal. I said that's how the houses come. Yeah. Houses maintained, the square footage is there, locations there. That's what you're going to be bidding on. I said, not the fact that we don't have a basement. But they were subtracting. You're asking $730. Basement costs about $20,000 to $25,000. They subtracted and gave me offers like that. I said,
welcome to Brampton.
But it's a different beast. But you got to just smack these guys around a bit, right? But ultimately, it was good. But again, demographics, that area would be killer. Right?
That would work in that area. Yeah. But overall, the amount of money that it would take to do it, I don't think it's worth it. No, you know what I tell people? It's different if you actually moved into the property, finished the basement, utilize it for yourself. Yeah. You paid for it, you used it. You're going to get your money back for sure. But other than that, to go and list it with the finished basement,
basically,
most cases not worth it.
If you have 3 houses on the same street, all the same houses, or let's say 2 houses on the same street, and then that one has the finished basement, what's the price difference? 20,000. This is it. So basically, you might sell quicker if it's the same house, the same product, because you have more added value. Yeah. But again, you're not gonna. I don't think you'll make exactly back what you invested.
No, but then the other problem becomes is that basement is so subjective to the owner. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I wanted a wet bar here, or I wanted. I don't want a 2-piece. I want a full washroom down here, or whatever. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's it's a hit and miss at the same time as well.
It's added bonus. I think if you have a really small upper level, let's say main floor. Then basement, you can say, especially Italian families, European families, same with Indian too, big families. So naturally, you have a big gatherings with gatherings, festivals and stuff like that. So I think that'll be a good approach, because if the main floor can't adjust to a big family or big gatherings, then you can say, you can sell it hey, you can use the basement for your gathering, stuff like that.
I know some of the demographics that I work with, when they go into a house, they want to see a separate family room and a separate living room.
That's usually Muslim, right? Where they bring.
They wanted to see
have Muslim clients, so that was one room is more for.
Sometimes they even do, but sometimes they even do it and it's really old school now. But I think it's changing over time. But sometimes when they have people over, it's the men in kind of in the one room, and then the women are kind of in the one room. So they really look for that separate, family room and living room. So the basement could come into good play at that point.
Fair enough, that separation. Again, demographics that plays a major part in it for sure.
Yeah, but money, and then what you're ultimately going to get for the property.
This building here, they were supposed to shave off this roof and add a second floor. So my office was going to disappear. I was going to get an office on the second level, which is okay with me. But this would have shut down. They were claiming 3 months or 6 months.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
A year and a half. Especially Kleinberg, the heritage community here is incredibly diligent. Let's just call it. So what was I going to do? I told my wife, I said, instead of me renting another place or trying to buy another building, I said, we'll just invest the money in the basement. So I got it quoted. Our house is, I think, 3,400 square feet. That basement there was $60K at the end. Yeah. That's hard money, right? Yeah. Do you invest $60,000 there, or do I just buy another investment property?
Another investment property, hands down. I already have the basement. Dude, I'd invest the $60K somewhere else, and I'll work in an unfinished basement.
Fair enough, yeah.
Turn on some lights, dude.
I was thinking, I can knock out the basement in a couple months. I had some good contractors come in. But it was insanely expensive. No, and you get a kitchen down there, you're $25,000. Then you get the bathroom. Mind you, what I wanted was
I'm sure it was over the edge.
Yeah. I was gonna make a nice spa style bathroom with the steam and the whole thing, a little sauna, but nice. You might as well use it. Yeah. Then an extended cantina with all what's.
I wouldn't expect anything else, dude.
What's the floors? Terracotta floors with all stone. Make a nice arch. Be it's cool, right? It's all glass.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, fair enough. Just to round up the price there. But I pulled the plug on
$10,000 just right there.
God, they're not doing this. I can keep the money.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very good.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah, man. Let's do it, man.
All right. This was East Meets West, our podcast. If you guys have any questions, send them to us. I'm sure you guys know how to get us hold of us right by now.
For sure.
That's it.
That's it, guys. Have an amazing day. We'll talk soon. Ciao.